lot of our people, they just so caught up in their ways, and they don't even consider it, because like it says in Ecclesiastes, you know, those sins against an evil work is executed speedily. Therefore it's the hearts of the sons of the men to do evil, man. It's fully setting them to do evil. You know? And you have a set measure of wickedness that the Lord allow you to do before he moves in on you, man.
Mm-hmm.
But in the midst of that, you have a chance of repenting. That's what we out here for, man. To call you to repentance. Go ahead.
Verse 27. It says, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yahweh shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him.
He's not going to deliver you. You know? He ain't going to deliver you out of it, so you going to go through that shit, man. You going to go through it.
It's 2 Corinthians 16, and I'll start here at 62. It says, yea, and the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which made all things, and searcheth out all hidden things in the secrets of the earth, surely he knoweth your inventions and what you think in your hearts, even them that would sin and will hide their sins. Therefore hath the Lord exactly searched out all your works, and he will put you all to shame. And when your sins are brought forth, you shall be ashamed before men, and your own sins shall be your accusers in that day.
That's going into the final day of judgment, the final judgment, man. Talks about how the books are going to be open. Each man will be judged according to the things that they've done in their body, whether good or evil. You know what I'm saying? So hey, you know, and we coming into another Passat. It's a very critical time to, you know, do a lot of self-examination, man. If there is any leaven, if there's any uncleanness, you might want to, you know, get that out of your system, man. You know, you want to be as pure as possible to the Lord. The Lord's getting ready to do something. We saw how the Lord shook everything up, going back. Like we had the what was that? I don't know if it was. I think it might have been the year before last when the Crown Royals started.
Oh yeah.
We had the Passover,
We were the only
and
one.
then after that,
Yeah, kind.
everything got shut down.
We was the only ones that.
We was the only ones that was able to keep the Passover.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You know. Every year, something heavy happens around that time, man.
Yeah.
Plus, this is the beginning of a new year.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
So this is when we really going to see the Lord's going to start turning up, man.
Maybe United States hop into that conflict with Ukraine and
Hey, Lord's will.
Lord's will. They do.
Lord's will, man. They keep on talking about they keep on waving that nuclear sword around. You know, if you start World War III, you know it's going to be a nuclear war, right? That's what Russia keeps saying.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So NATO in the U.S. they tippy toeing right now.
Hell yeah.
We just gonna throw sanctions from afar. We don't want that smoke. Nah, not right now. We ain't gonna get into that right now. They know where it can go, and the Lord's gonna make it go there. But there's just still a number of things that gotta happen leading up to that. You know what I'm saying? But what we do know is a collapse is imminent.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be, you know, scarcity of food. It's going to be food shortages. We finna see that. That too. They'll attack your grid. All that, man. Now, what's significant with dealing with Ukraine and Russia? Russia and Ukraine, they're the biggest exporters of wheat.
Yeah, I read that.
You know, at least 20+% of the world's exports of wheat come from Russia and Ukraine.
That's a good raw export.
And they ain't gonna grow it here because the devil bought all the land. Gates.
Done. And on top of that, when they did have the storage of wheat and all those crops, the Lord flooded it. That was what 2 years ago. a year and a half ago, 2
Probably
years ago.
about a year ago.
You know? Hey, he made sure, Yahweh Shai made sure that all those crops that they were storing up, hey, were flooded, man, and they rotted. You know?
Remember the polar vortex last year? It fucked up all the vegetation and even the
Livestock.
like the cornfields and even the wheat that was growing over there in the Midwest. All that shit got destroyed, man. It all got destroyed. And then after that, what Bill Gates do? He bought all that farmland.
Basically bought all the farmers out.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, he took a loss.
He's
Let me lend a hand.
He's taking control of the food supply of the global food trade, man. He's taking over that whole market. So they're going to be the ones to determine what you can eat. All right, and they're going to be the ones to ration the food supply, man. And the scriptures talk about food rationing.
Yeah.
Somebody give me Leviticus 26 and 26. That's in the curse. Somebody can go on their phone and read it in the NLT translation. Leviticus 26 and 26. Go ahead.
Revelation 6 and 6. I'm talking about the scarcity of the. And I heard a voice in the midst of the fourth beast saying, measure of a wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny. And see though, hurt not the oil and the wine.
And that's going into inflation, really hyperinflation. Because basically what it's saying is a day's worth, you can only buy a certain amount of wheat and barley. And you notice in that your currency, the purchasing power is getting weaker and weaker. That's why the prices are skyrocketing. Because the Fed just keeps on printing and printing and printing. Biden, he just doing all type of spending, man. And it ain't for the betterment of the people. These are all initiatives taken to help the globalists, man. He's taking money that he can use to fix your situations, and he's giving it to the people outside of your interests, man.
But he gave like $300 million to Ukraine just now.
Huh? Yeah. And remember that big bill, that
Infrastructure bill?
Infrastructure bill, what, $2 trillion or something like that? And then they went into how he had like different organizations and corporations all over the world, outside of America, where he was giving billions of dollars to them.
That's just what they tell you.
Huh?
When the stock market, declines, 2%, the Fed got to put money in the stock market to prop it back up.
Huh?
That's trillions of dollars, man.
Yep. So basically, even though they're doing all this printing and spending, you're the one that's hurt. You're the one that's you that's paying for it, because you bear that debt. The average American, you pretty much are a debt bearer. You bear that debt. That's why it tells you in Proverbs the borrower is servant to the lender. So all your tax-paying money, you got to work super hard, but that the tax money is going straight to them. And the only people that's pretty much making an outcry about it is those whose eyes are awoken.
Yep.
Everybody else, they still, just because they still able to have their entertainment and they can, buy drugs and keep alcohol in their system, they ain't too worried about it. And guess what? That goes back to Rome. Bread and circuses. It's to keep the people's mind off of their internal troubles within their government.
Yep.
Yeah, because you take away the drugs and the alcohol, these people gonna go mad. They're gonna go mad. They're already going mad. You take away the bread and circus, it's over.
Taking away their comfort zone. So ain't that in the Apocrypha? It take of or it talks about how an hour of
Oh yeah, that's it.
an hour
10.
of affliction make a man to forget pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna go out of the window, man. right? These people gonna be out here. It's gonna look like how it was in Australia not too long ago. You know, it's gonna start looking like out here what it looked like over there in Kazakhstan. People out here, they hungry, they starving, and they tearing shit up, man. Venezuela. Let that watch when the hyperinflation hits, like what happened in the Weimar Republic. You know, over there in Germany in the 1930s. Just watch, man. It's gonna get real hectic out here.
The majority of our people in the carnal sense, they don't know anywhere else to get out that paper currency, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
They don't know about gold and silver. Everything get the same cryptocurrency. They don't understand that. So they just gonna fucking just ride with the dollar to the end.
Yep.
And by then, all these other alternatives to get out the dollar is gonna be so high, you're not gonna be able to afford it.
And Esau waiting in the cut with his final solution. You already know what that final solution is. We already got you using, digital currencies. But why not just take this one device and alleviate your problem? That's what it's gonna boil down to. But that was a good precept dealing with, the cost of wheat. Because now, if the prices is going up on that because the food supply is being tarnished, the fucking price is gonna shoot up. So you used to buy, a loaf of wheat bread for like
$2,
two something, $2.98 or something like that.
These niggas worried about gas. Wait till that food, like the brother getting into, go up.
Hey, you need wheat to make beer. You like to buy your little 40 ounces and shit. Go to the bar, man.
$30, $40 for
Every time you watch the game on Sundays, you gotta have your little beer with you. Watch you see the prices on that increase.
Hey, wheat has an effect on a bunch of different commodities in Babylon. Hey, because
cereals.
Yeah, I was just about to say your cereals, your snacks, your grains, like your Nature Valley bars and things like that. As well as once wheat goes up, so does your oil. Because things like your biscuits and your mixes, pretty much everything has wheat in it, man. Everything. And if it's not wheat, it has barley or some type of other grain, man. It's all the same thing.
Yeah. Hey, that's one of the top commodities. Like when you I think it's in the book of Sirach 39, where it talks about the purpose, the uses.
Yeah, it's great.
Oh yeah, honey.
Get it real quick. Get it real quick. I believe it's in Sirach 39, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. It's like towards like the top, right? Like.
But I know wheat is one of those commodities.
Yeah. $39 or $38, I think.
Yeah,
probably
not
39.
39 today. It's probably 38. It's like in the 20s.
Oh, it's the 20s. Okay. I was thinking 39.
It's Sirach 39, and I started at 25. Started at 25. It says, "For the good are good things created from the beginning, so evil things for sinners. The principal things for the whole use of man's life."
Principal use of the purpose of man's life. So basically, these are the necessities for you to sustain your life on the earth. Go ahead.
The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water.
Drink water. You need water. This devil stayed destroying the water supply.
When you look at the list too, everything, it's not just the element itself. It's what the element or what that particular thing does for everything.
God, its purpose.
Its purpose. Hey, so water, that's plant life. That goes into your vegetation. That goes into your cattle too. Because they could starve, they could dehydrate and die out as well.
Shit, you need water to live.
You need water for everything, man.
Yeah.
The light is made up of what, 70%?
Right.
Water.
The earth is what, 70%, 78%. Your body is 78%. Everything needs water, man. That's just the first thing on this.
says